Welcome back everyone to another On Court with Sunny video. In today's video, we're discussing volleys. And one key fundamental that remains consistent throughout all the volleys that we hit, whether it is off of a hard incoming shot or a slower incoming shot, whether I'm trying to hit a drop volley or I'm trying to hit a deep penetrating volley deep into the court, any volley we're trying to hit, there's one element that remains consistent. And we're going to talk about that today and get you hitting more volleys in the court and get more consistent. So let's dive in. All right, so let's start by understanding what our hitting zone is on the volleys. And for our ground strokes, our hitting zone is a bit longer, but for our volleys, it's very, very short. So if I'm, for example, hitting my forehand volley, my racket from here through the hitting zone is only traveling so much. The rest is me moving with it. So I'm not doing this on my volleys. So the body stays and then the arm goes away from me. I want the body to go with it so in relation to my body, my racket is not moving too much, as you can see. I'm moving with the racket, so that's why our hitting zone is very, very small on our volleys. Same thing happens on the backhand side too. Get ready. As you go into the ball, get your body to move with the racket, and the racket is only going to move slightly. Now it changes depending on if you're receiving a hard ball, that might not move as much. It's more of a block. If the ball is coming a little bit slower and you need to put a little bit of pace on it, you'll move with it a bit more. So adjust depending on the incoming ball, but our hitting zone, for the most part on our volleys, remains very, very small. And some of the mistakes that I see with players making is not keeping consistent racket angle or the racket face towards the target as I'm hitting my volleys. And that is the most important thing. All right, so for example, let's look at the high ball first. So we're receiving a ball that's a bit higher. A lot of the times, the mistake I see here is from the ready position, the racket goes back and it's open like that. Now, throughout my hitting zone, now we have to adjust that racket angle to make the ball go forward. Now, that's very, very less time for me to actually get the racket angle this way. There is way too much chance of me hitting it in any of these positions, and a slight difference can make a huge difference on where that ball is going to go. Right? So if I keep my racket angle more towards the target and then I bring my racket up this way as opposed to this way and then change it, I have way more chance of hitting a consistent volley from up here while keeping that racket angle straight. Same thing happens on the backhand side as well. I see a lot of that where the racket goes back like that, and then this angle is changing too much through the hitting zone, and we're not able to get consistent contact. A lot of the times playing doubles as well, like if you are at the net, or if you're poaching, if you're going to the side and your racket drops back like that, I see a lot of balls going long, a lot of balls going high, just missing the volleys instead of just keeping it consistent and not doing a lot with it, trying not to do too much with the racket angle, but just keeping that consistent through the hitting zone. Low balls, very similar idea. If we're getting lower, our racket face needs to be a bit more open now as I'm going through the hitting zone. And whether I'm trying to put spin on the ball, whether I'm trying to hit it a little bit flatter, either way, the racket angle needs to stay consistent. Even with a spinny volley, when I'm trying to underspin the ball, I don't want to go changing my racket angle too much. Right? So the ball is low, I need to have the racket angle like that in order for the ball to go up. And if the racket angle is too close on a low one, you know where the ball is going now. Same thing on the backhand side. Hitting zone, my racket angle staying consistent on a low volley, I'm not trying to scoop the ball, not changing the angle too much either way. I'm not doing this. There's no changing of the racket angle. It's staying very, very consistent throughout the hitting zone. So one of the best ways to practice keeping that racket angle consistent through the hitting zone is just, first of all, doing it without the racket. And when we're doing the shadow swings without the racket, so if I'm gonna show you front on here, as my palm of my hand is gonna be indicative of what the racket angle looks like. So if I'm hitting my volley and my hand goes back like that, then I have to change it again like we talked about. But so I'm gonna keep this palm facing forward and practice hitting the volley, and then the back of the hand for the backhand. So hand going forward, practicing that, blocking it. Just practice that with good footwork. So don't do this, like, so practice with good footwork, split stepping. Check if you're having that contact facing forward, or you're doing this or this. So keep that more consistent, and then when you get used to that, then do that with the racket as well. Or I'm gonna start with my racket. So I'm gonna show you from this angle as well with the racket. Racket is not going further back, it's staying in front. Volley, volley, low volley, low volley, high one from here, another low one. But just practice those swings with good footwork, and then try to keep that racket angle facing to where you want the ball to go. If you would like to add even more control to your volleys and learn how to hit those silky drop volleys close to the net, then check out this video and you can do some of these drills, and that will help you a lot. And I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye. Welcome back, everyone, to another On Court with Sunny video.
You didn't even make a mistake there.
I did. I said video wrong. It was like video. It was just, that's how it sounded in my head when I said it.